Changes and updates. Here we go. Hey, so videos, YouTube and stuff. I haven't done one in a while. I have no intro in terms of me going, hey, what's up, you guys? Or anything like that. I gotta look right there, not there, because that's the screen, that's the camera. So December, didn't make any YouTube videos. No videos at all, actually. Moving in December, don't do that. It's the worst. We had to move fish tanks. And about the fish tanks, which is why I'm making this video, a major change happened in December. A good change, I think, but a change nonetheless. So, this is now my off fish, is what I'm calling it. I have my battle station desk. I play Rocket League mostly, Fallout 4, various computer games. But my fish tanks have moved in there with me. So let's go find out. That's Ted. You can say hi to him. Ted! What's up, Ted? Okay, so going in the off fish. So the way the house is set up, there's a bit of a step down, and I have big tank right there. Look, no Malawi. Strange. Now we go like this. Little tank. No Malawi. Oh, you can see them striped guys in there. I have decided to start keeping Frontosa. I have two types right now. In the big tank, I have an adult group of Katoomba Frontosa, which are a type of Zaire Blue. And in the small tank over there, which I'll show you, I have a group of small 10 small Kigomas, which are, they're different from other Frontosas in that they have 7 stripes instead of 6. So I'm going to show you some footage of both tanks while I talk about why I made the change and what my plans are. And Cheese, this is my cat Cheese, wants to talk to me for some reason. And yeah, I'll just basically explain my reasoning for switching. So guys, here is my group of Katoomba Frontosa. I ended up getting a group of 5 Frontosa. Like I said, they're the Katoomba variety, which is a version of Zaire Blue. The most common Zaire Blue are the MOBAs. They're just basically different collection points. I've read some things that say, some people think that they're like the same fish, but they're just, since they're collected from different points, means people can split them up and charge different prices for them and stuff. So I have 3 males and 2 females, which isn't an ideal ratio when keeping Frontosa. You usually want to have 1 or 2 males and a bunch of females, but kind of what happened, I had to sort of jump on these. So a little while ago, I made the decision to try something else. Basically, my white lips was killed by somebody, or just someone was being aggressive towards him, and I sort of got sick and tired of all the aggression and shenanigans that goes along with keeping Malawi cichlids. So I looked for something else, and I had thought about keeping Frontosa for a while. I was going to do them separately, but with what happened to my white lips, I decided to pull the trigger. Basically, I posted my group of Malawi cichlids for sale or trade on a local classified for Frontosa, and a gentleman happened to want to make the trade. It was about half an hour away. It was an easy drive. So I traded all of my Malawis for these 5 Frontosa. Frontosa are more expensive than Malawi by far. They do last a lot longer. There's less aggression. In my case here with the 3 males, sometimes they bully each other over the females, but it's nothing like Malawi at all. They can just push each other around with their mouth and stuff. So the males are the three big ones. You can see one on the far left there behind the rock, one in front of that heater in the center there, and one on the right. Beside the one at the far right, there's a female at the back and a female on top of that rock there. A couple things you'll notice. Activity level is way less than a Malawi. They just kind of float around. They're not super active. A couple things that I've noticed about them is they're definitely not as personable as Malawi. So if I go up to the tank, they basically hide behind that rock on the right-hand side, unless I'm in the room for a while. Currently during this recording, behind me, they are all behind that rock. If I stay in here a while, they'll come out and do what kind of they're doing now. But that's one huge difference. So if you're thinking of changing from Malawi and you want something that is active, these definitely aren't for you. I tend to like sort of boring fish. I wanted Malawis for a while, which is why I did them, but my dream tank would consist of a giant tank with a few different versions of some gar and some bichers. If you guys don't know what those are, gar are big, lazy, pointy fish that stay on the top of the water, and bichers are big, lazy fish that stay on the bottom. I used to have a couple of either and in a tank many years ago. And nothing really happens in the middle of the tank. There's just some big things floating on top and some stuff on the bottom. My plan for these guys is the gentleman I got them from still has two left, a male and a female. And I do want to pick those up from him because Katoomba are really hard to find, at least where I'm from in Canada. So I want to breed them. And like I said earlier, this isn't an ideal ratio for that. So I think I'm going to pick up the male and female from him and then try to sell these two of these males. So then I'll end up with 2 males and 3 females, which would be ideal for me. And hopefully they'll do some breeding. So now I think I'm going to switch over to my little tank. So these are my little guys. When I set out and decided I wanted to keep Frontosa, I did a lot of research on the different varieties and different types and collection points. There are some more common ones available in the hobby, like the Burundis. They're probably the most common. They've been taken out of the lake the most and stuff like that. I didn't want to keep Burundi. They get a really large bump on their forehead, the big nuchal hump. And I'm not a huge fan of the nuchal hump, which is one of the reasons it kept me away from Frontosa for a while anyway. One of the reasons I went with the Katoombas, the other ones, was because the Zaire Blue variety doesn't get huge, massive bumps. They do get somewhat of a bump, but not a huge one. But basically, when I decided to get into them, I made a list of 3 different varieties that I wanted to keep, and just based on my own research. And the first ones were the Zaire Blues, any variety of them. The second were Kigomas, and the third was Pimwe. I think that's how you say it. So the ones that I got in trade were a type of Zaire Blue, so I had to jump on those because they were the number 1 on my list, and I was like, perfect, what I want. And then a few weeks later, I saw these guys pop up for sale, and these guys are the Kigoma Frontosa, and there's a group of 10 of them for a solid price. They're very small, they're like 2 inches. But I was like, great, now I have a set that's an adult group that I can watch do what adults do, and now I have a group of babies I can watch what babies do. So the main difference, and one of the main ways you can tell different Frontosa species is the way the stripes on them kind of go. Kigomas, like these ones, are easy to tell because they're the only species of Frontosa that have 7 stripes, 7 black stripes. So if you ever hear people talking about the stripes of Frontosa, they're talking about the black ones. So if you count from the eye stripe back to the tail, there's 7 black stripes. Other type of cichlids have 6, like the Katoombas. The Katoombas are very black as well, so their stripes kind of hide. But another reason you can tell these are the Kigomas is the eye stripes sort of is very bold underneath of the eye. So they say they get a big black sort of cheek. And when they get older, you'll really see that sort of pop. So these were like I said, the second guys on my list, so I had to get them. I put this tank beside my desk where I'm talking about them right now, so I can even instead of looking at my monitor where I'm recording the voiceover, I can look over to my right and see them all hanging out. One of the reasons I wanted to get a group of babies was I'm hoping that growing up with me, they'll understand me a little bit more. It won't be so shy. The group of adults has been through 3 or 4 owners, I believe. They are originally wild caught, but they've been in captivity for a while. I'm the 3rd or 4th owner, I'm fairly confident. And I just would like these guys to be a little less nervous. But yeah, so these are the fish you'll be seeing from here on out. I decided to keep Frontosa, and I have 2 groups of different ones. Actually, Tanganyika, the lake in general, is starting to interest me more. I have a little 20-gallon tank below the big tank that I'm going to be doing something kind of special in there as well. So I'll have 3 tanks. The big one, which is a 110-gallon, 5-foot tank. I know it's not big for some people, but it's big for me. This one, where these guys are, is a 38-gallon long, so it's 3 feet long, 12 feet deep, and 20-something inches high. I think it's 22 or 24 inches high, I don't remember. Frontosas grow really slow, so these guys will be good in here for a while, and then I'll figure out my next plan when I have to. Yeah, so right now I'm enjoying these guys. Like I said, they're a lot different than Malawi, but I think the change is good for me. They're definitely a lot less stressful and a little bit more relaxing to watch because they're not trying to constantly kill each other. So guys, thank you for watching. I guess wish me luck on my new journey here, and I look forward to bringing you guys more videos as the subjects I can film get better and better. So thank you very much if you made it this far, and see you in the next one.